getting ready beforehand. This is going to be for more like listening to my voice and stuff. Oh, it's on the left side. Okay. Okay. Okay, that chair's not going to be able to make it pretty soon. With my fat ass going on. How's everybody doing? Did you find everything good tonight? I know it's all vapey in here and everything. I put a, I'm going to have to make a disclaimer one of these times. Oh, goodness. Yeah, a little bigger. It's been a while since we did a chat with just chatting stream. I had a lot to say on on TikTok. Like, I had a few viewers. I think I know why. I don't know who watches, who don't. But like, so many years of being hurt and everything. Some of the things I can't even explain. And I talked to my therapist about it the day before yesterday. It was yesterday. About my sister and I. I'm not going to get into any more details since that would like hurt the both of us. And then tonight, I know it's not the greatest of streams. I just been barely doing art lately. Barely been doing art. I've been so busy with life that, you know, it's just really sad that I totally forgot how to draw in a way, do my art, and things like that. I'm a little sad about it. I know I was happy and cheery and stuff on TikTok, but I was in my art room. I cannot do streams in the art room unless it's TikTok. And I talk about things that are on my mind, or I just wish it'd be archived of what I talk about. Unless, you know, the farmers, the kiwi farmers would probably be like, okay, let's snatch that. Let's make their lives worse. But when my sister and I had a conversation earlier this morning while I'm hanging out with her, well, she's proud of me for having infamy. That's a little fucked up. I told her it's infamy because for so many years in the 2010s, I was doing a lot more worse stuff. And I was supporting a sexual predator. He was creeping on my sister. He was creeping on my niece. My sister told me this. And he just, you know, I think he's developmentally disabled too, the way he shits himself. Especially out in public. It's like, why did I get with him? I was just at a low at the time. I don't know why I keep thinking what would happen. You know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, some of the things, like, I don't know why I'm remembering this shit. But, like, some of the things I didn't realize. I was 19 at the time. I was partially groomed by Larry. But before we met, though, George Wilson, a major pedophile, and he got arrested for CP, and along the lines with pictures of myself too. I cried. What George done to me, and I'm sorry. I should talk to a therapist about this kind of stuff, but I didn't think of it until today, and it's just really hard. Really, really hard to deal with. I don't know why my memories keep coming back to... Oh my god. Since today, Keaton Cobra JFS has died recently. And I fucking cried. like the because one of my good friends online told me this, and I was like, I think it has to do with death, right? And I found out what she said about King Cobra JFS. I couldn't cry at work because I wasn't, but like, I can't cry unless I like finally break down. I broke down crying for him, King Cobra JFS, because I sent him art. I sent him bracelets. Sent him the, what was it called? It's like, oh, I forgot my keys there. Oh, there's an example. Like something like this. It was something like this. So, yeah, it's dusty. Goodness. There goes the girls. But like, I felt sad over that because I swore it was like a parasocial thing. I tried talking to him to help him, but I can't. It seems like with my empathy, I just want to care. I want to care. I want to be kind, and it's not a want, it's a need to be kind because we don't have very many kind people. And then when I was at home and after my boyfriend came over for the night, I cried and he had to hold me because I don't know if I'm going to cry again, so just in case. Oh my God. I'm still grieving over somebody I don't even know. And I have a connection that artistically, like, I sent him a letter. I don't know if he keeps his fan mail or not. And it's so sad how people try to get him to kill himself when it comes to alcohol. And everybody's taking advantage of that. I want to cry so bad. It's hard. As someone that I've been like, the first time I heard about him, I remember, was like through a video. I don't remember what it was exactly, but at the same time, it's a video about making fun of him and shit. I couldn't watch any more of his stuff. Because, like, people are trying to murder this man with alcohol poisoning. Trying to, like, this is a scary situation for people like me, people like him, on the autism spectrum, and possibly, like, other disabilities. And it really makes my blood boil. I think I want to get away from the low-cal community because all they do is profit off of vulnerable people. And I'm making a book. Even though it is, like, sorry, my place is a mess. Like, this, I'm writing everything down on how to not be a low-cal, be a victim of this shit. Goodness. Like, people don't understand why we autistic people get bullied and commit suicide. There'd be times I would have those thoughts, like, why am I having intrusive thoughts? Why do I have all these problems? I mean, there were some things ever from childhood I don't want to mention because it would bring my sister down. She would do stupid shit to me. And she had to apologize for it because she was messed up too. I'm trying to cry. It's hard to get tears out. That's the worst thing. You know, most of these lolcows were victims at first. And they're taking advantage of over profit. That is the most disgusting part. I'm going to have to unsubscribe Smoky MCC, Kiwi Tapes. The ones that profit over disabled people. Because there's a YouTuber I recently watched. He is such a good content creator for, like, talking about autistic people being victims of this shit. And they want to take profit. Not the person I watch, but the ones like Kiwi Farm people, like Kiwi MCC, not Kiwi MCC, Kiwi Tapes, Smoky MCC, maybe Bloodspeth. maybe, like, who else? Who else? Who else? Who else was part of that? But he had to be kicked. Underflow had to be kicked out due to allegations of pedophilia in chat rooms, Discord. It's like, wow. Some people hit a really, really low blow just because they were so against that kind of shit. I don't think, I mean, God will judge and see who's worthy of who is going to the next dimension or going to be in hell. I don't know if it's aliens going to be coming in. Speaking of which, you can trip with us. You can trip with us. I want to cry. I really want to cry. London, go lay down. I had to take my glasses off in case I do cry, but it's a serious issue. I even made a video. You can go look on my birthday video from a couple years ago. It's basically telling the future, like, don't become like myself, what I've been through. No matter, don't worry about what others thinks of you. Even though I need to follow that and put it in here in this book. Locale 101. It needs to be a thing. We need safety for these people instead of being made fun of like a digital circus we're in. No, I am not saying the amazing digital circus like the show. I'm talking about like freak shows and so-called... We're basically living in a circus. There's the freak shows, there's the beauty pageants, there's sexual predators. And I realize... sexual predators who are like morbidly like morbid looking and stuff, and people don't understand that there's pain. We are people. And when they had King Cobra JFS's like smoking MCC and Kiwi tapes made a memorial, but people are still going to poke fun off his dead body, pretty much being a dead horse, more like a dead man, because people like to fuck around, and they will find out by people who like going at people's houses, like with Nova Online. That's really dangerous. That's what I'm scared of if I ever been doxxed again. It is so sad that we live in a society where we laugh at people online who are struggling. I watched a video about autism being watered down. Same person. I need to look up the name. Hold on. It'd be like... I gotta find it. Damn bug. I'm trying to find the dude who does that. Muck Hole. Muck, M-U-C-K Hole. And there's a video about King Cobra JFS deserved better. And I'm going to copy and paste. I'm going to share this video with you to understand. I feel it now. That specific video really opened my mind about locales, and I'm not trying to be a negative person about it. I like doing art of people, with portraits and stuff. I think it's time for me to stop interacting with locale content. But at the same time, I have to do this to learn what not to do, what to do. Just take an on look. Look around. And to see, like, I want to make this book because a future generation's going to be so screwed up. Gen Alpha is going to be the lolcow of the generation. I suggest you. Sorry, I don't know which way is that. But I suggest watching that video I linked. Because it has a really great insight of what, he was only human. King Cobra JFS is human. And this is a serious issue. I'll have this archived. I feel for some of the cows because, I shouldn't call them cows. The people who be bullied to death. And then King Cobra JFS he's been through depression. He's been through so much hell. And people took advantage of that. And it's sad. I mean, you have diarrhea. James Bryce. Are you saying that to get me laughing? Oh my goodness. Then go to the restroom or bathroom and take care of that, or put some this is a serious situation though. Besides the the humor, the toilet humor, but you're tired of getting up. Well, you got a lot of things ahead of you. Good things ahead of you. All right. I know you're trying to be funny, but I don't know. I'm so tired of getting up. There be times I'd be like that too, from day to day. Depends on how I'm feeling. And most of the time I'm I need to get up and do things in my life. It's hard. Yes, I get it's hard. Life's an F word, FUCKING, with nothing else behind it. Because we're all screwing around and finding out everything in our lives. I want to cry so bad, though. Okay, that's kind of not good if you're smaller figured, but if you're fat like me, or even worse, and it's not the healthiest weight loss. It would happen like that too. And I'm sorry to bring toilet stuff going on. Not just be careful. Warning. Gonna mention about bowel movements, or when I was hospitalized and they said, "Oh, you gotta make a boom boom." That's so cringe though. To talk about it in toilet words or slang or whatever. Maybe I'll talk about my experiences with hospitalizations at a young age. Yes, I am schizoaffective, bipolar, and autistic. I have proof of it being diagnosed through so many years. I don't know where I put my IQ test papers in. I forgot where I put them. But anyways, let's just try to talk about the people I hung out with when I was hospitalized a few times. Some of them were in different places. I was in my junior high years, which means I was junior high school. I was a little kid in a way, but growing up in a teenage body and stuff. I was having schizoaffective episodes so many times, and now that it's expensive to deal with, but my insurance, along with my family's insurance, helped with that. The people I hung out with, one person, I remember she was like, "Oh, you gotta watch Burgers and Fries," which was a cat named Burgers and Fries, screaming and oh my goodness. Sorry for high pitchedness. But it's quite funny that she brought it up. I was like, okay, I'll have to look this up when I got internet. Another situation in a hospital. It was a different time, but I was still in junior high school. There was a couple, not on a racist word, but black girls that I was with. It was quite wild with one of them. And that's when I woke up midnight and I was getting a roommate. It was so uncomfortable to hear. But she was like, "Oh, I worship the devil. I believe in the devil." I'm like, in my mind, like, what? We became okay friends, but I wish I could have, like, you know, be able to chat with her years later, you know? Okay. Who? No. This is a completely different. How can you sit there and laugh at someone who's dead? I never laughed over that. I'm talking about, like, hospitalizations I've been through. This is a different subject. I had to stay away from the Cobra JFS subject. I had to let it go. But there was, like, people I hung out with while hospitalized, socializing, and oh, well, why don't you tell James Bryce not to do it again? It ain't just my fault. James James Price. Just look at that. Look at that username. Do you see on your chat? Why don't you go bother him or her or they? Ugh. I thought you were kidding around. There's a time and a place not to talk about bowel movements, let's just say. It don't matter. Because they distract me. Dude, just stop. Just stop. Okay, I'm not going to reply to you or the other. So I'm going back to the story I was going for, and you guys, like, you could at least put the word seriously in the sentence, but I'm not laughing at Cobra JFS's death. Whoever brought the bowel movements bullshit made me laugh. That was unintentional. So I have to get away from this stuff. Okay. Okay, then. Let's move on to a different subject, or I'll be triggered. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm thinking right now. Like, it's just random. Anyways, back to what I was saying about the hospitalization stories. They had a fascination with my hair when it was long at the time, and they tried braiding it and stuff like that after things have calmed down, things like that. And I mean, now I'm not even in the mood to tell that story because whatever. I just think you're. I'm just No. We ain't having that. I'm going to go ahead and block you as well, because that really ruined the mood. Just making sure they don't come up with a different... I'm going to have to stop the stream, because something tells me they're going to keep trolling me. I don't like that. Yeah, they call me out, but keep some of the shit to yourself. That is, like, if you're going to say something about, like, fluctuate, you know, in a way, like, don't talk about your bowel movements, because I would read that and take it out of context. That's not very cool of yous. So, if you ever mention that to me, you're definitely banned. I'm not taking shit. No pun intended. When you put out of context shit like that, no. I'm just... Alright. Alright. Maybe keep streaming, but if they make another one, yeah, I'm gonna shut off the stream. Okay, just making sure. I think I'll just stop the stream for now. Oh boy. Wonder who's coming in. Alright. I'll just go ahead and just stop the stream, because something tells me they're trying to get me, like, I get distracted really easily. So this has been the worst stream in a long time.